guys, welcome to my channel and I am back with another interview experience. तो आज की वीडियो में हम बात करने वाले हैं गूगल के बारे में और this should have been the first video of this entire series but it got delayed, but better late than never. So here I am with Google internship interview experience, and for this we have Pragati with us, who has been selected for Google Summer Internship 2022 off campus, and she's going to share her entire experience with us. Along with that, she's going to share her preparation strategy, the selection procedure, the number of rounds, the type of questions asked in each round, and related to projects and all that stuff we are going to discuss. So please watch till the end. And if you're new to my channel, I make videos on internship experiences, programs, scholarships, and much more. So please do consider subscribing to my channel. And let's begin with the interview. Hi, Pragati.
Hello, Palak.
So can you introduce yourself?
Sure. Hey everyone, I am Pragati Bhattar. I'm currently doing my BTech in Computer Science at VIT Vellore. I'm in my third year, and as Palak mentioned before, I'll be doing my 2022 summer internship with Google. And this is an off-campus opportunity that I've received. So yeah.
So Pragati, how did you get the opportunity to, be a part of the interview process of Google?
Okay. So this interview experience was basically one of the many perks that I received from Generation Google Scholarship, which is an annual scholarship that Google conducts every year. In fact, it's open this year as well, and the last date for registration is 10th of December. So I would highly encourage all of you to go and check it out. Also, Palak's made a video on it, so do check that out as well. So yeah.
So let's talk about your interview experience with Google. So how many rounds were there? Like कितने rounds थे interview के?
So usually there are like one coding round and then technical rounds and then HR rounds, and the technical rounds go around from like 2 to 3. But in my case, because I had started off with Generation Google Scholarship, so we just had 2 technical rounds. Third was optional, depends on the particular candidate, and then the HR round is also optional. So in my case, I just had the 2 technical rounds and then the selection. So yeah.
Okay. So let's talk about your interview experiences. Okay. So how was your first interview?
So, in my first interview, basically the questions were more application oriented. They weren't very focused on like my introduction as such or anything related to the resume. Nothing was asked as such in my first interview. They just had these questions that they had put forward in a Google Doc. We solved it in a Google Doc, and like during the process, like I had to keep on explaining what my thought process was, so that they actually know what exactly is going on in my mind. And in addition to that, I think they were also giving me hints in the middle wherever I was getting stuck. So that was an additional point that happened in the interview. So yeah.
Yeah. So can you tell like कौन से topic थे like question के basically like array पे थे, DP पे थे, like किस topic पे थे?
The questions were mainly related to trees, graphs in my first interview. Second interview, they were more related to arrays and strings. So, huh.
So how do you rate these questions?
These go from a medium level to a hard level, but depending upon your like preparation, I think if you know the concepts well, you'll be able to solve them nicely during the interview.
So did you have any discussion on the projects and all?
No, actually, that was something that even I was curious about because nothing about my projects had been asked. But I had mentioned all of that in my resume. And in fact, in my second interview ka introduction, I had mentioned about my projects, but they weren't actually very interested in knowing about them at that point. So they directly started with the coding interview after that.
Yeah, even I have heard that Google like generally focuses on DSA only, like not on projects, be it online, offline, both these things.
Uh-huh.
Let's talk about your development side. Okay, so what all things you've done in development? Like when did you start, focusing on development, like the web development or something like that?
So I had started off in my second semester. So that was when like I was more dabbling more into web dev and backend mainly. So I had started off with backend and Node.js. Learned about different databases that I can associate with Node.js. So like I started out with non-relational databases like MongoDB. बाद में I switched to Postgres and MySQL. That was dependent on the kind of project that I was working on. So most of my projects are based on backend Node.js itself. So I have currently like 4 projects in that, and yeah, that's how I have been progressing. Mainly in backend Node.js. So yeah.
Okay, okay. So what do you think in your opinion कि resume में कितने projects like mention करना सही रहता है, like अगर कोई ज़्यादा like DSA पे ज़्यादा focus करता है as compared to web like development, okay, in general, तो कितने like project होने ही चाहिए minimum resume के अंदर?
I think it's good to have at least 2 to 3 projects in your resume because like that kind of showcases that you have the like developer side, like you actually are able to apply stuff that you have learned into projects. So that's kind of an added advantage. However, like interviews as such, if you talk about Google interviews, I don't think they do focus much on the project side as compared to the technical
Right.
TSA part. So, but having them is always an added advantage.
So Pragati, when did you start your preparation like for the internship drive?
I had started off with my second semester itself. So that's when like I started coding on different platforms like CodeChef, CodeForces, HackerRank. So I mainly focused on CodeChef a lot because like they have these two different types of challenges, like the long challenge and the short challenge. And I find them pretty helpful because like division basis where you get the questions and the question levels are like a little above your level. So it's kind of like you kind of feel that you're continuously improving in them because it's a little above and you slowly increase your rating through that. The long challenges, on the other hand, they're helpful in a way because concept-wise, it makes it like you get a lot of time to focus on your concepts and then apply them during the challenges. So you get time to think about the challenges over and over again. So that's really helpful.
So basically, CodeChef has like competitive programming type questions, like CodeChef and CodeForces, like you're saying. So what about like data structures and algorithms? How did like
Right.
when did you start with that?
So I started off this in my second year, like second semester. I was doing all of the competitive programming questions, even though that wasn't very consistent, but I still like solved questions. In my second year, I had started off with data structure concepts, like I had grounded them. Like ढंग से I had started from the beginning and understood different things, different concepts. And then around like 2 or 3 months before the interview season, I actually started doing lead code. That's where like I got to solve specific questions from specific topics. So that kind of helped me revise stuff as well.
So Pragati, how do you approach a new problem? Like whenever you see a new problem in an interview, how do you start with that?
So usually they themselves ask you, okay, like what would be the time complexity for this problem and so on. That actually gives you a little understanding, ki, like till what level can you optimize your question. So I think that's like a good starting point. First, figure out the time complexity of whatever solution you have thought of. And to actually approach the question, I would say first clarify all your doubts regarding that question initially itself. Like they give you a certain time to understand the question in the interview. So understand it, clear all your doubts. Remember, like they give points according to like corner cases and stuff as well. So you need to make sure that you are clear with the question as much as possible so that you can figure out all the corner cases. And the more corner cases you're able to solve, the better. Later on, what would happen is that once you've coded your entire answer, they'll give you a test case like, does this work with your solution? Does this work with your solution? And if it doesn't work, it's kind of like you missed that corner case. So it's good to like make sure that you have covered all the corner cases initially itself. In addition to that, actually, if you get stuck in the middle while solving a question, they do give you hints. So the way they give you hints is based on your thought process. So it's better to actually lay out whatever you're thinking in front of them during the formation of your solution itself. And the way it went through in a Google interview, you basically talk to them, explain the problem, and like make them understand the solution that you're coming up with. And then after that, once they are satisfied with the solution, they'll ask you to type that down, like code it down on the Google Docs. So that was the procedure that had happened in my technical interviews.
Okay. So Pragati, do you have any tips for the students who will apply next year for any opportunity like internship or placement?
Sure. So first and foremost, like stay on a lookout for opportunities. Like बहुत ऐसी miss हो जाती है, it's better to like continuously be active on LinkedIn and all these sites that you feel showcase these opportunities. Second would be like to prepare stuff well. So prepare your concepts well. Be clear with your concepts because it's necessary to be clear so that you don't stutter during the interviews. So you know your concepts well, you have grounded them well in you, so you won't stutter. You'll be able to communicate properly during the interviews. So then another thing is like when you are in the interview, it's not necessary that you initially itself give like the most optimal solution. You can start off with like not very optimal solution, but then you can keep improving that during the interview. That's not an issue. That's totally fine. Stay calm during the interview and always have something to ask at the end. Like, oh, they ask you like at the end, do you have any questions for us? So definitely do ask them something. Don't just leave it like, no, I don't have any questions, because that feels like you're not very interested in the company as such. So it's always good to ask them that.
Yeah.
So
Thank you so much, Pragati, for sharing the insights of your interview experience with us. I hope your experience and your tips help others to prepare for Google or any other company in general.
thank you so much, Palak, for inviting me. Thank you, everyone, and hope you learned from this interview experience. So yeah, keep up with the good work, Palak.
So guys, this is it for today's video. I hope you guys find this helpful. And if you have any other doubt related to Google or any other company in general, do comment down below and I will attach Pragati's LinkedIn handle in the description so you can ask her personally as well. And don't forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel. I will be back with another video soon. Till then, bye bye, take care.